What's up, troopers? My name is Neon. Are you looking for a rate of fire weapon which just shoots really fast? Well, this is the video for you. Before we get into the video, troopers, you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do, would really appreciate it. And of course, leave a like, thank you very much. Troopers, welcome to the AEK 971. This weapon has some insane stats. It has a firepower of 54, which is really good, accuracy at 58, range at 61, handling at 36, with a rate of fire, hear this, a rate of fire of 900. Now that is a really fast weapon. In the assault rifle class, this is one of the fastest weapons. So now, troopers, let's go and crack into what type of setup you should be using. There's a couple of sights you could be going with, but for me, really, ever since the 2042 attachments came along, and that was the K8 Holo, I felt like that's just a really good sight to be using for this weapon. It's just the most comfortable dot sight you could be using for this gun. And there is the other one, of course, I'm being using the 1.25x thermal sight. That's just my go-to, but honestly, I don't feel like I'm using the thermal sight that much. For a weapon like this, it shoots very fast, so you gotta be really careful in the situations you're gonna be in. And I feel like when it just using the standard dot sight, it was just a lot more easier to actually see multiple enemies. I feel like sometimes with the thermal sight, you could just kind of be blocked in a visual and you can only see what you're really looking at straight forward. Of course, I play on max FV, so that probably helps out a little bit more. But how fast this rate of fire weapon shoots, I like to really see multiple targets. I like to have a better view. So of course, go and use the thermal sight if you really want to. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but how fast this weapon shoots, I feel like you're going to understand. As this weapon is very tricky when it comes to actually range, so you need to be careful the way you use it. And that's what I'm saying, like, you can see a target from a far distance, especially if you're using the thermal sight, but are you really going to go and kill that guy? There's a couple of things I'd like to be using that I've been messing about and really figuring out exactly what I would like to do with the side of the muzzle and the left side. And the one thing I keep coming back to is the tactical compensator. The reason why I actually go with the tactical compensator is actually it gives you better accuracy. Well, it's very important because this weapon shoots really fast, so you got to consider the spread in this game. And I feel like just using the tactical compensator is just really good. It actually helps me out pretty impressive when it comes to medium range. And of course, I don't even have one bit of issue when it comes to close range. Not one bit. This weapon is just absolutely amazing. Anytime I have a gunfight, even if that guy shoots first, I usually win the gunfight because how good this gun really is. Of course, troopers, I already said about this weapon does a 54 damage, so you need to be using this weapon. But there is situations if I'm getting very aggressive and maybe I got myself a bit too aggressive and I'm like, oh, here I am, I'm on a flank. If I'm on a flank, of course I don't want to be spraying and praying because they're gonna just turn around and see me and I'm dead. So what I've been using is the wrap suppressor. Wrap suppressor is very important because it doesn't take away any damage, and of course it takes you away from the minimap. And this is a close range weapon really, so it's really good to be using something, especially if you're stealthed by the minimap by 40 meters. So the wrap suppressor and the tactical compensator. A couple of people tell me what I should use on the bottom side of this weapon, and really the one thing I go with is just the laser sight. This weapon, as I keep always saying in this video, it shoots really fast, guys, really fast, of 900 rate of fire. So of course, what are you going to be using? Yes, you could be using a better grip if you really want to, that actually get some better accuracy at range. I guess I can get that, but the thing is, this weapon is so good at close range, and there's going to be situations where maybe you don't have a chance or even a good opportunity to even ADS. If that happens, then you need to be hip firing. But like just jumping into a situation and just spraying and praying, even when you're hip firing, it's extremely rewarding because how well this weapon is. And that's the thing, using the laser sight as well, you ain't gonna go wrong because the standard issue extended mag gives you 40 rounds with this weapon, so 40 bullets is really good. So the first one is the standard issue extended, and then the last one is the standard issue. But yeah, that is the AEK. That is a really good gun, and you guys need to be using it. I actually have a blast with it. Of course, this gun is very tricky at range, so I really wouldn't suggest to try to use this weapon when it comes to long range. You'd be kind of crazy, honestly. But medium range, you can do okay. Just make sure you tap fire with it. But when it comes to close range, it's really good. But also, though, you need to remember, if you do struggle with recoil, you're going to really struggle with this weapon because how fast it shoots, it's very hard to control. If you can use this weapon, then you are definitely a good player in the game. Anyway, troopers, thank you very much for listening to me talk. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, be a part of Pink Army. I'll see you, troopers, on the battlefield.